This room is, how would I describe it? Boring.
You are watching DIY by Niky Foster.
I'm so excited to be finally getting started on my son's room transformation. When we first moved in this room, I just kind of put all the furniture in it, kind of laid it out real quick, did not paint, did not do anything. So I'm so excited that I'm finally able to get around to it. The first thing I want to talk about is the checklist items. I'm going to be keeping the furniture that I have, or trying to. I'm hoping that everything works out. And then the bed is a queen size bed. It might be considered a little bit too large for this space, but I'm hoping it works out anyway. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is getting rid of all the furniture out of the room so I could do my favorite thing, which is to transform a room by, you guessed it, painting. Stay tuned.
Here I am taking out all the things from the room. I'm just removing the dressers, the mirrors, the storage bench, and all the toys. I am trying to keep the bed, so I am just setting it to the side so it's out of the way. If you've seen my last video, the extreme bathroom makeover video, you'll know I'm a fan of removing the wall plate covers because it just makes painting way easier. So I'm just removing those, and I'm going to be putting them all in a plastic bag. And one of the final things I'm going to be doing is removing the hooks from the wall and then just using the drill to get the screws out too.
So I'm using something called DryDex to fill in the holes that I made in these walls when I put in these hooks. So this stuff goes on pink, and once it dries it is white, and then I'll just sand it down a little bit. So here we go. Hopefully it's still good.
So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure the holes are filled really well with the DryDex stuff, and then I'm just making sure it's smoothed out with the spade that it comes with.
Okay, as you can see, I changed. I'm in my painting uniform, which is basically a white tee and my painting pants. I got my hair up and a headscarf. I am about to grab my painting materials and tools. I'm going to cover up the floor and cover up this carpet. I'm going to try my best not to splatter any paint on the floor. And I'm about to do this.
Because I'm painting over carpet, I am using a heavy duty painting tarp that I'm just throwing down.
Again, my favorite, I am using their Ultra Stain Blocking Paint and Primer in one. The color I'm using is called Polar Bear, and this is in an eggshell finish. Eggshell is amazing for bedroom walls, especially kids' walls. Where is the thing at?
I started painting around the outlet covers. I actually forgot to put the painter's tape on it, so I did go back and do that before I started painting the wall. I'm using the $10 Home Depot roller painting pack, and I'm using an extension rod as well. The extension rod helped me to get to the top part of the wall without having to climb up and down the ladder, so I did save time with this method. It also helped with applying good pressure, so I was able to get a nice even coat.
So now I'm going to be using these sandpapers to wipe off those spots where I filled in the holes. Let's go. Easy peasy.
After I used the medium grit sanding block, I did go in with a light sandpaper that's used for finishing touches, and it was grade 320, which is super fine. I moved the plastic tarp over to the corner, and then I just finished painting in the corner as well. I just wanted to talk about the inspiration for the bedroom. I was going for a light and airy vibe with the Feathered Wallpaper by Serena and Lily. Here is the inspiration, which has a subtle nautical or beach house vibe with wicker textures and grayscaled wooden textures that's like unsprinkled around the room. This image, let me tell you, I went down the Pinterest rabbit hole to find this original source, and I ended up finding it. The room was from Monica Hibbs' house tour, and it was my main inspiration for the bedroom. The second image is actually Tamara Mowry's son's room, and I loved how they used the bench, and they have a large bed too. So for me, it was like hitting the nail on the head with the inspiration. I am removing the blinds and covering the window with some of the leftover plastic tarp that I had. By this point, I was basically almost done with painting. I just had to work around the bed. I had to move it out of the way a few times to get to the corners. For the ceiling, I am using the Wooster brush. It is extremely flexible and it has a nice crisp edge to it that helps to cut right into the corners by the ceiling.
So it is basically nighttime and I'm done finally painting the room. I actually had to do 2 coats because the paint is, well, the original paint was beige, and then just when you paint white on top of another color, that other color, no matter what color it is, it always, you always need to kind of do 2 coats. It wasn't that much work, but it was, it needed 2 coats. So the other thing that was, I was taking my time with was the trim, because I didn't want to make a mistake and get the ceiling and then have to paint the whole ceiling all over. So I am pleased with the way it looks so far. Tomorrow I am going to try to do the second part of this room makeover. So we will see how that goes. And that is it for today. Okay, so today is day 2, and I'm holding up a roll of wallpaper. This was inspired by the Serena and Lily wallpaper. I got this from Home Depot for probably more than half the price. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Less than half the price of the Serena and Lily wallpaper.
The wallpaper I ordered from Home Depot is extremely close to the Serena and Lily wallpaper. This wallpaper is pre-pasted, which essentially means it just has to be wet to activate the glue on the back and then stick it to the wall. I am creating an in-depth wallpaper video as well, so be sure to look out for that one.
I messed up and I mismeasured, so I had to stop for a couple days and wait for the wallpaper to come.
While I was waiting for the wallpaper, I decided to see how the bed was going to be placed. I was thinking about reupholstering it to make it fresh and new, so I wanted to see how it looked by the window. Then I tried the other wall, but it just was too bulky in this room, so my husband and I just decided to throw it out and get a new twin-size bed instead. So the wallpaper was out of stock at Home Depot, and I legit almost had a heart attack, but I did find it on Amazon, thank God. So I was able to get it in a few days. Y'all know Amazon stay coming through. So I just applied the last couple panels, and this is how it's looking so far. I had emptied out the room so I could see how it looks completely empty, and it was just so bright and airy. I loved it so much. What a difference the wallpaper made and the polar bear paint. It just looks so good. So the bed arrived from Amazon, and I had my quality control inspector with me, and I ended up putting it together. We ordered a twin-size mattress from Amazon. This is one of those mattresses in a box. It's all foam, so once it unwraps, it basically decompresses and inflates within 24 to 48 hours. And here's a quick before of the dressers. The paint does not look good at all. This was like one of those very first projects in the home DIY section that I've done, and just wait till you see the after of the dressers. They look amazing. I am using the same inked blue that I used in the bathroom transformation video, and it's called Inked Blue by Bear.
Sheet set from Pill Fort, the microfiber sheet set. Castaway Cove.
So I'm making the bed with the sheet set that I did pick up from Target. I just love the nautical theme on the sheet. I did have shark sheets in queen size, but because I ended up buying a new bed, I needed new sheets to go with it. I also love the brown element that I bought in with the pom-pom pillows. The room is very cool toned with the blue and the white, so adding in warmth was a must. So I added warmth with the gold hardware, the lamps, and accent pillows, and even the picture frames. And here's what the room looked like before. There was literally no art on the walls. And here's what it looks like afterward. The bench can be used as seating and toy storage. The 2 little chests I ended up keeping in the same spot, but they look like little nautical chests anyway, which added to the vibe of the room. The room was so dark before, and the queen size bed definitely did not work. So I'm glad we decided to just throw it out and go with the twin size with the trundle. This big boy transformation turned out so nice. It has so much more room for the kids to play now. And I ended up moving the hooks over to by the closet so we can hang its outfits on. The trundle bed is perfect for this space. I think it definitely looks like more like kid friendly now and not boring at all. The white really brightens up the space, and the pops of color from the dressers and even the pictures on the wall really gives it a different personality. I think I did a really good job of capturing the inspiration from the Monica Hibbs photo, but making it my own design that works for me and what I was going for. I was on the fence about the blue dresser because I didn't want the room to look like I purchased a furniture set if I did go with gray. So I'm glad I just went with the blue. The dresser also looked like some kind of sort of ocean treasure with the blue and, the blue color and the gold knobs with it. I did try to use everything that I had already, like the art that was sitting on the dresser but not hung up. I finally hung it up. The lamps I ended up reusing. The dresser, of course, I sprayed so they look brand new. And here is the price list of everything I bought, and I'm going to link the items in the description below as well. Please like and share this video because it really does help me out when you do so. Also, please subscribe to my channel to get more amazing DIY videos like this one and other fun stuff. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.